hopefully you can hear me. Hi, and hopefully you can hear me. My computer went a little bit odd there. Hello. Day 3 of Intuitive Life Design. I'm back here, 1 o'clock. Managed to do this quite well all week. I'm quite pleased with myself that I've managed to be in pretty much on time every day. So how are you? How's life treating you? How's your week going? Are you liking the new flow of February as we move in? January has finally left the building and we're now moving into February already, so it's lovely. I hope you're doing well. Let me know if you've been working through the workbook with the videos, or if you've just been catching up, or where you're at with it all. Let me know in the comments, just so that I can get a handle on what's going on. Obviously, if there's anything private and you don't want to discuss anything private, you don't want to mention anything, that's okay too. You can keep it to yourself, or you can send me a wee private message through the page. So, what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about how to navigate the challenges. So we talked yesterday a little bit about my story, and hopefully that gave you some pointers with regards to, I shared it from the point of view of trying to inspire you that no matter how bad things seem, you can always find a way out. So today I wanted to talk about how you navigate the challenges, because quite often when we start a new thing or we start a new plan and we're like, right, I'm going to take back control of my life, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, something comes in and tries to knock us off course. It's nearly like you're being tested, and we need to find ways of navigating that. We need to find ways of being able to bounce back and to get back into the way of doing the things that we want to do, because challenges come all the time. This is the thing I love about intuitive life design, because when you're tuned into your own intuition and your own flow, you have that deep ocean of calm within yourself. You have a way of being able to take a moment, pause and breathe, and use the tools and the techniques that you have in order to restore balance to yourself. But it's not always easy, and it's a work in progress. And this is what we teach in the Intuitive Life Design program. I teach you how to do this, and we work together, we support each other, and we try and come together with regards to helping each other navigate the challenges. The philosopher Epictetus said, words to this effect, it's not an exact quote, that it's not the things in life that stress us, it's how we respond to them. And I have to say I pretty much agree with that. It's really easy, as I said, I think on day 1, it's really easy to throw the blame out to other people and to other things, and to say this is causing me stress, or this is causing me to behave in a different way. But ultimately we choose how we respond, and the calmer you are, the more you've practiced your tools and techniques of becoming self-aware, of understanding the self-sabotage, of understanding the little voice in the head, to knowing what your intuition feels like versus what criticism and sort of rational thoughts that are trying to come in over the top of it feel like. The more you understand yourself and find that self-awareness, then the more you're able to take a pause, take a breath, and then respond to whatever comes your way. I'll give you an example. Even today, I recently have just literally from yesterday taken on a new role with St John Ambulance, and this morning my inbox just went ping 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 ping, and it just kept going for ages, and I thought, whoa, okay, what have I agreed to all of a sudden? And all these emails come in, and it was just, the unit leader getting through all the stuff that had been piling up on his desk now that he's got someone to do this. And it was fine, and I'd rather have them all in one go, because at least then I can work through them. But that could have potentially thrown me off course today. That could have potentially thrown me into a tailspin of, oh my goodness, what have I agreed to do? This is a big challenge. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And for a moment I did feel and it kind of sparked a memory of being in the office and being in the corporate land, where all the work would pile on the desk and you would think there was no way out. But then I paused, I took a breath, and I thought, it's okay. We'll just create a system. It's fine. I'll create a system of what needs done, when and how. So that's what I'm talking about today, this way of being able to navigate those challenges. And welcome, Belinda. It's nice to see you. Welcome in. You can catch up on the other videos if you look on the page. You can go back and check out days 1 and 2, or they're on YouTube as well. But it's nice to have you here. Thank you. So this is what I'm talking about today. This challenge, the challenges that come in, I have a few cracking challenges coming up this year. I've got to move house this year. That's going to be a big one. You know, I've got, as I alluded to in day 1 and 2, I've had some physical health things going on that I need to sort out this year, and I'm working now. I've signed up with a fabulous coach to try and work on that, on my physical wellness, and I'm really excited to get started with that. And I can already hear the negative ninny brigade in my head. I can already hear the challenges coming up. Sure, you can't do that. My coach calls it your inner mean girl. And that's what it's like. It's like your inner mean girl, or your I call it the negative ninny brigade. They just sit in your ear, and you're like, why? And I have just thought to myself, do you know what? Yes, it's so easy to get overwhelmed. So easy to get overwhelmed if you've loads of different things going on and you're juggling lots of different balls. But what we teach in intuitive life design is the way to just, you know, step into your inner self-awareness, take a moment to step into your power and to breathe. And then let's look at what's on the table. What have you got to do? What are the most important things that need to be dealt with first? And we prioritize. So for me, the way this looks is I like to plan. I'm a Capricorn. I like to put things in boxes. It's just how I work. Mind you, I have Aquarius rising, so I do have a whole rebellious streak that goes on as well. And Aquarius and Capricorn fight with each other quite a bit. It's quite funny in my head. And it's just like my two inner voices are going on. Capricorn's like, put it in structure, and Aquarius is like, no, let's just go with it, innovate, have fun. Anyway, the way I like to do this, and the way I like to try and navigate the challenges that come in, is that I like to try and sort of plan. Okay, so I like to plan ahead to see what is to see what's coming ahead for me this week. So what's going on this week? What do I have to do this week? What tasks are on my to-do list? And then the second question I ask is, what type of person do I need to be in order to do those things? So do I need to be organized? Do I need to show up for myself? Do I need to be disciplined? Do I need to do various things? And I'm going to talk about that side of things tomorrow in the habits and sort of setting yourself up for success video tomorrow. But today I wanted to talk just really about the challenges. So for me, it's best to find some way of organising that. Now, you may think that's not very intuitive. That's not an intuitive way of dealing with it. Well, it is really, because I'm organising it based on my intuitive awareness of what is priority, what needs done first. And you may think, right, okay, well, I have 20 things. Well, how am I going to do all those? Well, you're simply not going to do 20 things in a day. You're just not. What you're going to do is you're going to think to yourself, right, okay, what are the top 3 things out of this list that need to be dealt with today? And out of those 3, what's the top one? And then you work through it first. And then you navigate through the rest of them. Now, as you're doing that, so I had done that for today. I have my week planned out, and I thought I knew what I was going to do today. And then, as I said, all these emails started coming in, and all this other work that I had not really banked on came into my to-do list today, and I went, okay. And I ask myself a question: is it urgent? Is it important? Often things that are urgent are things that other people want you to do. Often things that are important are things that you have time to do. So check that question in your head. Is it urgent? Is it important? Because things that are urgent are rarely important. Okay, and things that are important are rarely urgent. So I thought to myself, right, okay, I have these things to do. So what I've done is I've answered the first 3 or 4 that are very sort of pressing, that have been sitting the longest, and I thought I'll deal with those first. And the rest I'm going to put into a system, and I'm going to create and sort that out. I leave enough flexibility in my day that I can move things around. Whenever we have challenges come in, though, you need to be able to dip into your inner resources. You need to have enough energy and resources underneath in order that you're not firefighting all the time. And if you heard that ping in the background, that's yet more emails coming into that inbox. You need to be not firefighting all the time, because that can be exhausting. So you still need to make the time for your self-care. So when you're planning out your week or planning out your month, the first thing you should do is book your self-care in first before anything else. Because as I said right at the very start of this series, you cannot give from an empty vessel. You cannot pour someone a cup of tea without filling the kettle first. So you cannot serve other people, or you cannot do things unless you have filled your cup first. So when you're looking at what I would teach in intuitive life design is when you're looking at your week ahead, you're looking at your month ahead of the things that the goals you've set yourself, the vision that you've set yourself for the month ahead. And there's a lot of goal planning. I'll talk about that in a moment. When you do that and you look at that, the first thing you do is you book in your self-care. You book in the time that's for you, and you book in little flexible moments where there's white space in your diary that you can then move things around should you need to. And that gives you breathing space. That allows your shoulders to come down, allows you to breathe and go, oh, it's okay. So if an unexpected task comes into my diary today, I have room for it and I can just shimmy things around. Okay, so that's one way of dealing with it. So for me, I like to have 3 things on my list at any one time, and I deal with 1, 2, 3. And I'll not take on more than 3 things in a day. Then the universe laughs and all hell breaks loose, but it's okay. But what we also need to do as part of intuitive life design is we need to visualize what it is we want. We need to focus on what it is we want rather than what we don't want, because too often we spend our time in the negative brigade, listening to the negative ninnies going, oh, I can't do this, and we're focusing on all the things that can go wrong rather than looking at what we're doing right. So part of the intuitive life design process is to just get everything out of your head that you're thinking, throw it all down on paper. Let's dump it all out, and then let's take a breath and let's learn to become more self-aware. What are we thinking? Let's look at one part of it's becoming self-aware. The other part of it's looking at your vision. What is it you really want? And how can we marry the two? What are your values and what's your code of ethics? How do you live your life? What's important to you? Does that fit in with the vision you have in your head? Okay, well then we need to look at how we can bring that about. But rather than creating goals then that are outcome based, that we're just, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other, what we really need to do is we need to then start looking at the person we have to be in order to make that goal stick. And we have to look at our beliefs and our limiting beliefs, and sometimes we need to change those around. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about the small, consistent daily habits to help set you up for success, to help you switch round the type of person you want to be, which will then help you achieve your goals. Let me know in the comments if you wish. Do you set goals? Do you stick to them? If you don't stick to them, why not? What are the sort of challenges that come your way, and how do you think you could best navigate them? Because there's always an answer, and this is where looking within really gives us the power, because when we step back into our own power to look inside ourselves, the answers come, but only if you can quiet your mind enough to allow yourself to sit, and that comes with practice. The other things we can do is we can start to focus on gratitude. We can start to look for the blessings and the beauty even in the challenges. We can start to look for what's good about it, so that we can then still remain positive and inspired to take action towards things, because it's so easy to allow it all to come over and hit on top of us. When I feel the stress rising, I take a moment just to breathe, and I ask myself, where's this stress coming from? Is it fear of something? Am I procrastinating and having fear of something? Am I worried that this is not going to go my way? Am I finding myself spiraling out of control? Where's it coming from? And I tune into my body and I ask myself, where's it coming from? What's happening? And I take a moment just to take 5 or 6 lovely slow deep breaths, and then I look, and once I realize what it is, usually fear, it's usually feelings of I'm not going to get all this done, I'm going to let someone down, would usually be one of my big ones. And then I reframe it, I turn it around. We've talked about this all week about reframing. And I reframe it and I start to visualize things going my way. So I start to visualize, for example, today, me getting a system in place, and templates that I can send out, and different things that will help me contact the people I need to contact and get everybody back up to date. And it will be fine, and it will be done by the end of the week. It doesn't have to be done right now, this minute. It can slot into a free spot I had in my diary later this week. And I've started to visualize what I want. So it's a work in progress. Intuitive life design is literally that, intuitive, Intuition means your inside teacher. You are the person with the power. You're the person who knows what to do to face your challenges, to face everything that comes your way. But with practice, with a dedicated discipline of practice and understanding yourself, which we're going to talk about tomorrow in the Setting Up for Success video, you can really bring that together, and you can really have that peace of mind and that ocean of calm inside yourself, which will help you then to intuitively design your life your way so that you can live your life on purpose rather than being in the passenger seat. So hopefully that's given you a little something to think about. You know, be honest with yourself. When challenges come your way, do you throw the blame out, or do you take a moment to pause and think, right, okay, I've got this? You know, and it's not about beating anybody up here. It's about, okay, let's forgive yourself and move forward. It's time to take a step and just move on, you know. So tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about the habits, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm going to answer all the questions on Friday if we get any, and if you've no questions, great, it'll be a short video on Friday. So please do leave your questions. Please do download the workbook that goes with this series. You can visit rocksandrituals.co.uk/coaching, and if you scroll down the page, you'll find the free workbook, and you can just grab it there. If you've any problems getting hold of it, let me know. And if you want to send a private message, feel free. You can do that through the page, and I will speak to you all again tomorrow. Have a nice day.